What do swimming pools sloshing like oceans, buildings swaying on the brink, and entire hillsides collapsing have in common? They're all shocking moments caught on camera during some of the world's most powerful earthquakes. In this video, we'll take you from the devastating tremors in Turkey to the soil-swallowing phenomenon in Sulawesi, each event showcasing nature's raw power and the human stories behind them. Stay tuned. You won't believe what was captured. In July 2019, California experienced a seismic double blow known as the Ridgecrest earthquakes. Streets cracked open, buildings suffered severe structural damage, and power outages left around 6,900 customers in the dark.
Get under the table, get under the table. Shit! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That was a bad
Oh
one.
shit.
This is so bad.
Oh, the front door came open.
That's okay, it's okay, just hold on. Hold on. Oh my god. This is bad, Brian. Oh. Oh my god.
The shallow depth of the quake, around 8 kilometers, intensified the shaking, making it all the more destructive. The energy of the quake didn't stick to a single fault line. It leaped across multiple segments, making it harder to predict and manage. March 11th, 2011, a day the world will never forget. Japan was rocked by a massive 9.0 magnitude earthquake, the most powerful ever recorded in the country. As the ground shook violently, a monstrous tsunami was unleashed. Waves as high as 40 meters, taller than a 10-story building. The tsunami didn't just stop at the shore, it surged inland, flooding 561 square kilometers, transforming what was once thriving land into a submerged wasteland.
早く逃げて車早く逃げてすごい
Japan's disaster response, while one of the best in the world, couldn't stop the overwhelming power of nature. Nepal was hit by a catastrophe on April 25th, 2015, that would change the country forever. Historic landmarks that had stood for centuries crumbled into nothing, as centuries-old temples and heritage sites in the Kathmandu Valley were wiped out. Almost 9,000 lives were lost, and more than 22,000 were injured. Entire families were displaced, leaving millions of people without homes. Aftershocks kept rattling the region, with another major tremor of 7.3 magnitudes hitting on May 12th. Landslides, avalanches, and even disasters on Mount Everest added to the already mounting losses. The 2015 Nepal earthquake left behind much more than physical destruction. September 16, 2015. The residents of central Chile were winding down for the evening when the Earth decided otherwise. A colossal 8.3 magnitude earthquake struck just off the coast near Illapel.
No, está bajando ya.
Its shallow depth of just 22 kilometers amplified the destruction, leaving towns like Coquimbo and Illapel in ruins. Nearly 16,000 people were left homeless, as over 2,300 homes were reduced to rubble, and thousands more were severely damaged. The quake triggered a massive tsunami, with waves towering up to 13.6 meters. Far beyond Chile, the quake's reach was astonishing. Shaking was felt as far as Buenos Aires, Argentina, over 1,100 kilometers away. It was an ordinary day on April 22nd, 2019 in the Philippines, until the ground began to tremble. At 5:11 p.m., a magnitude 6.1 earthquake jolted the provinces of Pampanga and Zambales. Videos from the moment show swimming pools sloshing violently. The swimming pool footage wasn't just dramatic, it underscored the raw force of the quake.
Sabi ko na maminin doon. Okay lang kayo? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
On September 6, 2018, at precisely 3:08 a.m., Hokkaido, Japan, was thrown into chaos by a powerful 6.6 magnitude earthquake. The quake's epicenter near Atsuma triggered landslides that swallowed homes, blanketing entire villages in soil and debris. In the face of adversity, Japan's emergency response teams worked tirelessly to restore power and assist those trapped or injured.
懸命な救助活動によって今住宅の中から
The Hokkaido earthquake was a humbling moment, proof that, no matter how prepared a country might be, nature's forces remain a powerful equalizer. Still, it's through stories like these that the spirit of survival and recovery shines brightest. Central Sulawesi, Indonesia, faced a catastrophic disaster on September 28, 2018, when a 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck near Palu. The shaking was relentless, triggering a tsunami with waves as high as 10.7 meters, 35 feet, that slammed into coastal areas, leaving devastation in its wake. The earthquake unleashed a terrifying phenomenon known as soil liquefaction. Over 110,000 homes were destroyed or heavily damaged, leaving countless families without shelter. Videos captured the sheer scale of destruction: raging waters, collapsing buildings, and vast stretches of land reduced to rubble and mud. On April 3, 2024, Taiwan was shaken by a powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake that struck just 15 kilometers south of Hualien City. This seismic event, occurring at 7:58 a.m., wreaked havoc across the region, with devastating consequences for residents and infrastructure alike. Footage from the disaster captures landslides cascading down mountain slopes, cutting off roads and isolating communities. Rescue teams worked tirelessly, navigating through debris to save lives. Adding to the devastation, a localized tsunami swept across coastal areas, with waves reaching 82 centimeters high. The morning of November 30th, 2018, brought panic to Anchorage, Alaska, as a 7.0 magnitude earthquake rattled the region at 8:29 a.m. Just 6 minutes after the main quake, a 5.7 magnitude aftershock jolted residents again, keeping nerves on edge throughout the day. Anchorage bore the brunt of the damage. Roads cracked open, bridges buckled, and sections of the Glen Highway collapsed, disrupting transportation for weeks.
Walking up after this earthquake. Holy smoke.
Emergency services responded swiftly, assessing damage and ensuring the safety of residents. And for our last segment on February 6th, 2023, the ground shook violently across southeastern Turkey and northern Syria, unleashing one of the deadliest earthquakes in the region's history. Before residents could comprehend the scale of devastation, a second earthquake, measuring 7.5, hit hours later, amplifying the chaos. The human toll was catastrophic. Over 55,000 lives were lost.
And increasingly remarkable, more than 3 days after they were buried, seemingly alive, a mother and a son rescued alive from under the rubble.
For millions in Turkey and Syria, the recovery journey is ongoing, a testament to resilience in the face of unimaginable hardship. In this video, we bring you the 10 most shocking earthquakes ever caught on security cameras, capturing the exact moments when disaster struck. From buildings collapsing and tsunamis crashing into cities, to sheer panic in schools, airports, and even a cat cafe, this unseen footage showcases the raw, terrifying power of nature. Stay with us. You won't believe what's caught on tape. 10th Haiti earthquake, 2021, Tiburon Peninsula. On August 14, 2021, a powerful 7.2 magnitude earthquake rocked the Tiburon Peninsula in Haiti, plunging the region into chaos and devastation. The quake, the strongest since the catastrophic 2010 earthquake, struck early in the morning, leaving a path of destruction captured vividly by security cameras. Inside a local grocery store, CCTV footage showed shoppers going about their routines when the ground began to shake violently. Shelves rattled, and within seconds, cans, bottles, and goods came crashing down. A woman midway through the aisle ran for the exit, barely avoiding falling debris. The entire store seemed to shift as if it were on wheels, with coolers sliding away from the walls and floors splitting beneath them. The devastation wasn't confined to one building. Across the peninsula, homes and infrastructure crumbled, burying residents beneath the rubble. Over 2,200 people lost their lives, and tens of thousands were left injured or homeless. Rescue efforts were hampered by blocked roads and damaged bridges, complicating relief in an already struggling nation. The haunting scenes from the grocery store became a viral symbol of the earthquake's wrath, amassing millions of views online. The Haiti earthquake of 2021 not only exposed the fragility of a disaster-prone region, but also underscored the resilience of its people as communities rallied to rebuild amid the devastation. This earthquake remains a stark reminder of nature's power to shatter lives in an instant. 9th looting earthquake, 2022, China. On September 5, 2022, a 6.6 magnitude earthquake struck Luting County, Sichuan Province, China, leaving widespread destruction in its wake. The earthquake was felt by millions, and its devastating force caused buildings to collapse and triggered landslides that buried roads and homes. Dashcam footage from a vehicle traveling through the region captured the harrowing moments when the earthquake struck. The trees lining the road bent and swayed violently, as if caught in a storm, while the ground cracked beneath them. The driver slammed on the brakes, unsure whether to stay in the vehicle or move to a safer location. Awnings and balconies of nearby buildings crumbled into dust, and debris rained down onto the streets as residents fled for their lives. The earthquake triggered landslides that blocked critical routes, hampering rescue efforts. In Luting County, some structures were reduced to rubble within seconds, forcing survivors to dig through the debris in search of loved ones. While the epicenter spared the larger cities, it left 86,000 residents in the surrounding area, grappling with immense loss and damage. 8. Anchorage earthquake, 2018, Alaska. On the morning of November 30th, 2018, life in Anchorage, Alaska, was abruptly shaken, literally, when a 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck just north of the city. At around 8:30 a.m., the tremors rippled through homes, schools, and businesses, causing $30 million in damages and leaving the community reeling. CCTV footage from a preschool classroom captured the terrifying moments when the quake hit. Shelves and books crashed to the ground, and the room shook violently. Fortunately, it was a Friday, and the school was closed for the day, sparing the children from potential injuries. However, the footage highlighted how close the disaster came to being far worse. Elsewhere, the city bore the brunt of the destruction. Roads cracked open, leaving gaping chasms that swallowed vehicles. Homes and businesses suffered significant structural damage, and grocery store shelves toppled, spilling goods across aisles. Emergency responders were inundated with calls as residents fled to safer areas. Though there were 117 reported injuries, most were minor, cuts, bruises, and a few broken bones, thanks to Anchorage's strict building codes designed for seismic activity. Despite the chaos, the earthquake caused no fatalities, a testament to the preparedness of the city. 7. Osaka Cat Cafe Earthquake, 2018, Japan. On June 18, 2018, the bustling city of Osaka, Japan, experienced a 6.1 magnitude earthquake that brought its vibrant streets and businesses to a standstill. Among the many unexpected places affected was a local cat cafe, where the earthquake turned a tranquil day into chaos, all caught on CCTV. The footage begins innocently enough, with cats lounging on high shelves and cozy beds, oblivious to what was about to unfold. Then, as if sensing the impending disaster, the cats suddenly perked up and darted across the room in panic. Moments later, the ground began to shake violently, sending shelves, decorations, and furniture crashing to the floor. Patrons and staff scrambled to find safety amid the chaos, though the cats seemed to instinctively avoid danger. Within seconds, the once calm cafe became a flurry of movement as people and pets sought refuge from the shaking. Osaka, located in a seismically active region, is no stranger to earthquakes. But this incident provided fascinating insights into how animals can often sense seismic activity before humans. Scientists suggest that the cats likely detected P waves, which are subtle, less destructive vibrations that precede the stronger S waves responsible for most damage. While the earthquake caused several fatalities and significant damage across Osaka, the cat cafe footage became a viral sensation, illustrating not only the unpredictability of nature, but also the remarkable instincts of animals when disaster strikes. 6th, Nepal, Hotel Pool Earthquake, 2015. On April 25, 2015, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake rocked Nepal, devastating entire communities and leaving a lasting mark on the region. Among the many haunting images of destruction was a unique and unsettling moment caught on a hotel's security cameras. A seemingly calm swimming pool turned into a chaotic scene of sloshing waves. The footage begins with an ordinary day by the pool, as clear blue water reflects the sky. Then the ground begins to quake, and the calm water transforms into a violent surge of waves. The tremors displace the water, sending it sloshing over the sides of the pool and flooding the surrounding area. The waves grow larger with each aftershock, highlighting the immense force of the earthquake. This scene, though seemingly minor compared to the widespread destruction, captured the surreal impact of the quake's energy. Elsewhere in Nepal, the earthquake left 600,000 structures destroyed and triggered avalanches on Mount Everest. The pool footage serves as a chilling reminder of how earthquakes ripple through every aspect of life, from displacing water to dismantling entire villages. It's a stark visual of nature's overwhelming power and unpredictability. 5th, Nepal Earthquake, 2015, Kathmandu. On April 25, 2015, the same earthquake that shook the poolside scene in Nepal's hotel also unleashed catastrophic devastation in Kathmandu, the nation's capital. This earthquake wasn't just a seismic event, it became a defining tragedy for the region, upending lives and erasing centuries-old landmarks. CCTV footage from the heart of Kathmandu captured moments of sheer chaos as the city bore the brunt of the earthquake. Cars and scooters stopped in their tracks as the earth violently shifted beneath them. Terrified pedestrians sprinted to open areas, dodging falling debris from crumbling facades. The streets, once alive with daily activity, became a clouded battlefield of dust and destruction. What set the Kathmandu footage apart was its raw depiction of the urban impact. Entire walls tumbling into the streets, roadways cracking, and people desperately clustering in areas they hoped were safe. Unlike the serene yet chaotic scene of the poolside, these images reflected the quake's human toll, a cityscape abruptly transformed into rubble. Perhaps most heartbreaking were the historical structures reduced to fragments. Landmarks that had stood for generations became dust in seconds. While rural villages faced their own share of destruction, Kathmandu's densely packed urban environment amplified the quake's impact, making every tremor deadly. 4th Izmir Earthquake, 2020, Turkey. On October 30th, 2020, a powerful earthquake measuring between 6.6 and 7.0 magnitude struck just 9 miles off the coast of Samos, a Greek island in the Aegean Sea. The tremor devastated the bustling city of Izmir, Turkey, where chaos unfolded in offices, homes, and on the streets. Caught on CCTV, the earthquake's force turned ordinary moments into scenes of terror. Inside a downtown office, employees braced themselves as the ground beneath them began to shake violently. Lights swayed dangerously overhead, and furniture slid across the floor like toys. One employee, in a panic, clung to her phone and rushed to find shelter, narrowly avoiding a falling light fixture. Another man dove under a desk just as a printer crashed to the ground inches from him. The tremors tossed desks and chairs across the room, leaving the workers scrambling for cover. As the quake subsided, the destruction became evident. The earthquake triggered a staggering 1,400 aftershocks, 43 of which measured over 4.0 magnitude, keeping the region in a constant state of fear. In the nearby coastal areas, the quake unleashed a tsunami that swept through villages, flooding streets and carrying debris far inland. Homes and businesses were destroyed, and the coastline was left unrecognizable. The Izmir earthquake was a devastating reminder of how quickly nature can upend lives. The haunting footage captures not just the destruction, but the raw human desperation as people fought to survive in those terrifying moments. Third Yan City earthquake, 2022, China. On June 1, 2022, a 6.1 magnitude earthquake struck Yan City, a bustling area in Sichuan province, China, nestled below the Tibetan Plateau. The earthquake sent shockwaves across the region, leaving destruction in its wake. However, thanks to an early warning system, many residents had a critical 9-second head start to react, time that undoubtedly saved countless lives. CCTV footage from a local middle school captured the heart-pounding moments as the earthquake struck. Students who had clearly practiced their drills sprang into action with remarkable precision. The siren blared, and within seconds they dropped under their desks in unison, shielding their heads with their hands. A teacher, calm but visibly urgent, ensured everyone was safe before leading the class out of the room when the tremors stopped. Elsewhere, a mother and child were caught on security cameras during the quake. The mother grabbed her child and bolted toward the door, only to pause as falling debris blocked their path. She hesitated, weighing the risks, before deciding to seek safety inside. The tension was palpable as objects crashed to the ground just feet away. Footage from nearby streets showed people fleeing buildings as windows shattered and the ground heaved. Though the earthquake caused significant structural damage, the early warning system likely prevented many injuries. This event showcased not only the terrifying power of earthquakes, but also the life-saving impact of preparedness and technology in the face of natural disasters. Second Sulawesi earthquake, 2018, Indonesia. On September 28, 2018, the serene Minahasa Peninsula in Indonesia was transformed into a scene of chaos when a 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck. The tremors tore through the land, triggering devastation that only escalated in the minutes that followed. This was no ordinary earthquake. It also unleashed a deadly 18-foot tsunami, which obliterated coastal villages and swept away everything in its path. CCTV footage captured the harrowing moments as the earthquake began. In a crowded market, tiles fell from ceilings, sending vendors and customers scattering for their lives. A security camera near the port showed a massive loading crane collapse, crashing onto the ground with a deafening roar. Nearby, a small crowd gathered for an outdoor event fled in every direction as the ground beneath them shook violently. The panic was palpable as people screamed and ran for safety. Then came the tsunami. A chilling wall of water surged toward the coast, sweeping away vehicles, structures, and anything or anyone in its path. Footage from dashcams and CCTV captured the waves crashing through the streets, while terrified onlookers scrambled for higher ground. The disaster left thousands dead, countless homes destroyed, and entire communities submerged. The Sulawesi earthquake and tsunami serve as a sobering reminder of the unimaginable destruction earthquakes can unleash, especially when combined with tsunamis. These haunting images captured the sheer power of nature at its most terrifying. First Clark International Airport earthquake, 2019 Philippines. On April 22, 2019, travelers at Clark International Airport in the Philippines were preparing for their journeys when a 6.1 magnitude earthquake struck, transforming the bustling terminal into a zone of terror. The tremors ripped through the building, causing ceilings to collapse, debris to rain down, and travelers to scatter in panic, all caught on security cameras. In one chilling clip, a man was seen attempting to climb over a banister in a desperate bid to escape the chaos, nearly pulling others in the line with him. Ceiling panels and light fixtures crashed onto the floor, narrowly missing passengers who scrambled for safety. At the check-in counters, travelers dove under tables, shielding their heads as pieces of the roof gave way. In another part of the terminal, security cameras captured a group of women at the check-in area. Just as they moved toward an exit, a massive chunk of debris fell from the ceiling, missing them by mere inches. Those lucky enough to make it outside turned back to see parts of the roof collapse entirely, leaving the terminal in ruins. The aftermath revealed extensive structural damage, with broken tiles, shattered windows, and piles of rubble scattered across the airport. Miraculously, despite the devastation, there were no major fatalities. The Clark International Airport earthquake remains a stark example of how a routine day can turn deadly in an instant, and how sheer luck often determines who walks away unharmed. What would you do if you were caught in an earthquake like these? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Check out our other videos for more incredible and shocking moments caught on camera.